Good morning. Happy Thursday. It's already Thursday and it's going to be beautiful here in Northwest Illinois. You got to love the weather here. So it's, 20s a couple of days ago and then it's going to be 70s. And my dog is whining at me because she wants something. Just a minute. We are thermostats, not thermometers. What the heck does that mean? Thermostats set the temperature. Thermometers are just responsive and react only to whatever the temperature is around them. Now, I think there's a lot of times where we feel like thermometers, where we feel like we're at the effect and we're not at the cause. I don't have energy, I don't have motivation, I don't have discipline, whatever these things are. You feel like things around you are making it so that you don't have these particular things. But the reality is we're never at the effect. We are always at the cause. But we have to take that responsibility and take that charge. We're not a thermometer that responds unless we decide to be that. And many of us do. Many of us put ourselves on automatic pilot. We don't take control of our emotions and our feelings. We let our emotions and our feelings be responsive to whatever's going on around us, and we feel like we're not in control. We feel like we're at the effect and not at the cause. The opposite is always true. We are always at the cause, but we have to take responsibility for doing that. We always are the thermometer. We're never, or excuse me, we always are the thermostat. We are never the thermometer. You don't have energy, you create energy. You don't have discipline, you create discipline. You don't have motivation, you create motivation. Your habits are those things that you decide. You create your habits, and then your habits create you. This is why whomever you spend time with is so important, because the people that you surround yourself with, they're going to help you set that thermostat. They're going to assist you with that. This is why reading is so important. Leaders are readers, and it's because they're constantly putting new information into their head and new ideas and raising their standards by reading the books on people who have accomplished certain things. The big thing to always take away is to think to yourself, all right, if I'm the thermostat and not the thermometer, then what do I want to set my temperature at this particular day? How do I create the motivation? And it's easy to figure that out because you got to figure out why you want to create the motivation. Remember, whys come first and hows come later. But if you're going to take anything away, it's the idea that we generate how we feel. At any time, we can decide whether or not we want to be happy, whether or not we want to be sad, whether or not we want to be motivated, whether or not we want to be tired. There are physical realities for sure, but can you have a little amount of sleep and not have enough to eat and still feel motivated if the right stimulus comes along? Absolutely. Well, we can create that stimulus at any time. You can reproduce that outcome anytime that you want to. You just need to be motivated to do it and then learn how. But even if you don't figure out how to learn how, you can figure out what's motivated you in the past, sow those same seeds, and you'll reap the same rewards. So from this talk, I want you to it's a new metaphor that I just heard. You're a thermostat, not a thermometer. I want you to understand whatever it is that you feel is generated by you. Remember, we've talked about the triad. The triad is what decides how we feel: physiology, focus slash belief, and language. The people that you surround yourself with impact that focus slash belief. If you surround yourself with people that have achieved less than you and will always achieve less than you, then their focus and their belief is going to be that that's all that's achievable. I don't have enough education. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough this. I don't have enough that. But if you surround yourself with people with different beliefs about what's possible, now your beliefs are going to change. Those beliefs are altering that thermostat. Your belief about what's possible will create your reality. And you can change that thermostat anytime you want. You can say, okay, I guess I can set the thermostat at 65 and decide that I'm a 65 person, or I can set the thermostat at 104 and decide I'm a 104 person. You know, geniuses sometimes are born, but most of the time they're created. They're created by people who make a decision to become the best in a certain area. And they do that by constantly taking certain actions. Consistency is what creates results, whether it's in your relationship, in your physical body, in your finances. Those people who generate those outcomes do certain consistent things. And then over time, they're called geniuses. And when they're asked, they'll tell you, "I'm not a genius. I just did the same thing and stayed consistent and stayed in my lane. And here you go. I ended up in this particular spot." But that started with habits, which started with that thermostat. They had a belief about what they could accomplish. And sometimes that belief changed over time. I mean, sometimes it was this dream that they weren't sure if they were going to be able to accomplish it, but they took little steps. And over time, then they got there. Have you ever seen an interview with somebody that's significantly successful that said, I really didn't think I would get here. I wanted to, and I started taking the steps, but I wasn't really sure I was going to be able to make it. And now they're there and they're like, "Oh my God, look at this! Look at what I've been able to accomplish. You can do it too." So every day, set that thermostat. Every day, get up and make a decision about what level of life you want to play at, whatever that is, and understand that you're the one that creates that. Based on that belief, you're going to create certain patterns, certain habits, and then those habits are going to create you. Have a great Thursday, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.